Hello everyone and welcome back to another mod showcase, and today we're going to be reviewing Too Many Bows. I'm not much of a combat expert, but I have been testing out my archery skills off camera and they were pretty interesting. But there are a total of 35 bows. I mean, I could be wrong because they're going to be adding some more bows in the future, and this mod is a work in progress mod. So I have already tried out one of the bows already, and I have equipped the Stormbound Signet ring, which allows me to do more bow damage. I mean, it actually does work, but it only increases the bow damage by like 0.3 bow damage. And there's a lot more miscellaneous things, even the wind-woven gloves. I might be able to apply this on just to speed up my reload, just to make it a bit faster. And what's this? Reduces bow durability loss. This is also pretty useful. And also for critical strikes. Yeah, I think once you, apply these little trinkets on you, it's going to be very beneficial and very impactful. And this is the power crystal. This allows you to repair your bows, which requires a diamond, nether quartz, and ender pearl. But I'll try to make this showcase very short and just to the point. Because I'm not going to go over 35 bows, because 35 bows is insane. And all these bows have been applied with infinity. So I'm just going to choose the, let's see, I'm going to choose the Aether's Call, Frostbite, Pierre's Embrace, the Beacon, the, let's see, this one requires Rift Shards. I'm not sure about that. I tried that one. I don't know why it didn't work. The Darkness Bow, this is interesting. The Arcane Bow, that's also interesting. This is basically multi-shot. Burnt Relic, I don't know what's happening there. This is Scatter Shot. I'll try that one. I might try the ones that I haven't tried before. This one said Pierce through the first obstacle. That's kind of interesting. Means we could probably shoot through walls. Might try it on the block. This one shoots 5 arrows. Web String. Yeah, there's basically a lot of basic cool arrows that you can work with, but I have given them all with infinity, but we'll always just test because this is a work in progress. And also I do want to make a disclaimer that I do have allergies and my throat is kind of dry. I should have just bought some water with me before doing the showcase to lubricate my throat. And I've also installed Better Combat because it's required, because I think it's for visual purposes. So it does look nice with the bows, like it does give it a little bit of character instead of just holding it like a typical vanilla bow. But enough of my yapping. We're just going to go on and showcase the 9, and then I'm going to go with the showcase. Because, like I said, there's a lot of bows that you can try. They have lore. You can read up on them. They also have a wiki if you want to know more about their perks and abilities. But I just don't want to drag it on any further than what it is. So we're going to try the Aether's Call bow. In order to make this, you can't get it because it's a loot item, unless you probably got to go to the Aether or find it through a loot chest. So, from the looks of it, it says a bow attuned for the winds, or attuned to the winds of the Aether. Fully charged shots unleash a Aether burst. Enemies hit are lifted with levitation. The wielder is granted slow falling. So, all I just got to do is shoot. They float. And based on this mod, the dummies, they kind of just, I don't know, explode. I was trying to install like the dummies mod or the other dummies mod, but it seems like this one is probably the only one I can come across. But anyways, that was the Aether's Call. Now we're going to try is the Frostbite. So the Frostbite bow, a bow forged from the chilling essence of ice. Shoots frost arrows that slow and freeze enemies on full charge. Applies Frostwalker effect when pulling back bow. Interesting. So is this craftable? Yes. Packed ice with a bow. The recipes will vary based from mod pack or the challenges. So all we just gotta do is pull it back. And look at that. It's supposed to freeze your targets like it says. It freezes targets and slows them down. Very good to, slow your enemies down. So if I pull this bow back, yep, it actually works. It gives you that Frostwalker effect temporarily. That's actually pretty cool. So that's what the Frostbite bow does. I'm going to skip this one You know what? I'm not going to skip this one. I'm going to actually try it. So this is Pierre's Embrace. Harness the power of fire. Shoots flaming arrows that cause fiery explosions. A legendary bow forged in the heart of a volcano, in which you can't craft these either. So all you just got to do is just pull the bow back. It just summons a huge wall of fire. It kind of looks like a wall of fire, but that's what it does. And what makes it interesting is, say if you miss your target, you can literally just shoot this on the ground and you can still impact your target with this bow. It's kind of like the area of attack type bow. So useful. And now we're going to try is the Beacon Beam Bow. Impact releases a linked burst of light. Beacon energy seeks nearby targets. So this is more of like ricocheting. It's kind of like a ricochet type bow. But it's kind of weird based on its property. But you can see that it's attacking like the dummies over there. But I think it's a lot better if you try it with actual mobs. Then you'll probably get a good accuracy of how it works. Then you got the Dark Bow. Harness the destructive force of the Warden's Roar. Shoots a powerful shockwave that pierces enemies with immense force. Forged from the echoes of the deep dark, this bow unleashes pure devastation. And trust me, this bow is a powerhouse. It's basically like a sonic boom. I mean, this is pretty cool if you actually think about it. But it's kind of like a one-tap, the way I'm using it. This is basically the one-tap bow, the way how I'm setting this up. So, I think the only way you can get this one is through the Deep Dark. Then we have the Arcane Bow. Unleashes a mystical spread of arrows with arcane energy. Ability. Fires 3 arrows in a spread pattern, dealing extra arcane damage. Ancient secrets lie within its enchanted limbs. It's kind of cool. But basically, this is just multi-shot, but with a bow. Can't complain. If you don't want to use a crossbow, just use an arcane bow. You'll be fine. And then we have is the Scatter Shots. A bow that shoots arrows in all directions. Oh, look at this. You can actually see the arrows. Like, I'm not even sure if it takes up like 8 actual arrows. Like, if you look at it, it's like 8 arrows. So if I shoot... Oh, that is crazy. That is crazy. Okay, that's kind of broken. I mean, I think I found a bug. I think if I try to use, Infinity, it kind of messes up. Because this mod is a work in progress. So let me shoot again. That is interesting. So if I pick these back up, yeah, it's a work in progress. Yeah, I think I found a bug. That's so funny. I actually found a bug. I'm not sure if the mod creator is going to see it, but I found it. Sometimes it's good to debug things. But anyways, we have is the Spectral Whisper, which allows us to pierce through the first obstacle. I want to see how true this is. I probably have to, I guess, shoot through a bow just to see what happens. It actually shot through the fence. That's pretty cool. That is actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. But it only can go through the first block. And this one has infinity. Okay, I think I found a bug with this one. It's supposed to be infinity, not constantly keep generating arrows. But at least I know this works. So if I shoot through this block here, you'll see it go right through that block. That's enough evidence that this is basically a butter knife bow. Yeah, a butter knife bow. Or a ghost bow. Yeah, I'm about to call that. Yeah, I'm not much of a combat guy. I'm mostly a guy that loves tech. So I kind of just don't know what to call it. It's like a mix of magic, but I'm mostly a tech person. So we have Web String. Web String Volley. Unleash a volley of arrows in a wide spread. Shoots 5 arrows in a spread pattern, applying slowness to targets. So let's see how this works. And you can see this is a big, chunky bow. It's very weird. It's like very chunky. But it does hit. And to craft this, can't craft this either. Interesting. Some bows you just can't craft. But I really want to see, like, let me just try 3 more bows. Because this can actually be very addicting once you actually get the hang of the bows. And I also do want to point out that they have the advancements where you can start with the Too Many Bows mod, and then you can start progressing just to complete the advancements to gain further knowledge about the mod too. It's kind of cool. All right, so we have the Shulker's Blast. Fires homing Shulker Blast special effects. Homing projectiles. Interesting. Emerald Sage Bow grants bonus XP upon hitting enemies? Cool. Alright. Wind Bow. A bow that harnesses the breath of the skies. Ability. Gale Burst. On impact, releases a gust of wind, knocks nearby foes outward, directs hit deal light magic damage. Tailwind. Hitting an enemy or surface grants speed 2 for a short duration, slow falling to reposition midair. This is actually crazy. It's like a lot of stuff at once. And let me try these Shulker's Blast first. Basically, it's like attack and then explode. Interesting. Then we have the Emerald Sage Bow. This one grants experience. I want to see if that's true. Let's see. Oh, it's actually doing it. Like, it's generating experience. That's pretty cool. If you add, like, Unbreaking to this, that's going to be very useful. And I think the experience is a lot, like, easier to get. That's very overpowered. And then last but not least is the Wind Bow. And I know, I can't review all 35 bows. It's a lot of in there, and I want you guys to try it out yourselves on your off time. So we have the Wind Bow, and let me just try it. So we get speed. You can see our perception changed. So we fire this. It just fires a gust. That's actually pretty interesting. I'm trying to see if there's like any other attacks that I can try. But it does have an area of attack damage. Alright. Hitting an enemy or surface grants. Let me hit the surface. Okay, that doesn't do much. I mean, I'm hitting the surface, but I don't think that means anything. I'm literally just following word by word. But speed 2 for a short duration, that's true. Because you can see that we get like speed for like 5 seconds. I'll say this gives you a good chance to escape. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up for the showcase for Too Many Bows, because there is a lot of bows and they'll continue to add more bows in the future. But I hope you guys find it helpful in some way and form, because Too Many Bows just makes combat more interesting, and you can definitely be the archer of your dreams. But anyways, that is going to be all, and I will include the wiki in the description if you guys need any assistance with the whole crafting recipes, because they will vary, but they might be able to tell you where the locations of the bows and how they actually work if you actually want to read up on about them. Because this mod is very interesting, and they currently have 35 bows in there, or 35 bows in this mod, and they will continue to add more, and it's still a work in progress. But until then, see you guys next time, and stay tuned for another mod showcase.